So just sit back and relax. You'll laugh till you collapse. We're Animaniacs.
J-Squad.
It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. To do the math. 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 Animaniacs. Animaniacs. So just sit back and relax. You'll laugh till you collapse. We're Animaniacs.
J-Squad.
It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. To do the math. 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 Animaniacs. Animaniacs.
Warning. Swearing may be used on this stream cause we're grown. If you are easily offended, tighten up. Content provided on this stream is intended for entertainment purposes only. It should not be construed as legal or medical advice, and should not be relied upon or acted upon, without retaining proper.
Good evening and welcome to... Hold on. How am I mute? Hold on. Good evening and welcome to another episode of Tanimaniacs. I am your host, Tanya Vital, and we are joined by Safiyya and tonight with Holly. Now we'll get into that shortly. For those of you who are new to the episode, this is our anime podcast. We do arts and culture on this channel. We do for culture showcase. We do FTC chats, which is like a chat show based show with entertainment industry professionals, and this is our geeky night. Let me just ask these guys to unmute themselves. All right, you can unmute yourself, guys. You can unmute yourself. Hey. Sick. Okay, so chat. Oh, I can see you all in chat. Hey guys. Hey Deathwish Dina. Hey Not Nice Me. Welcome back. Flower Shed, Lil Saf. What's up? What's up? Chat. We keep dropping out of Zoom, so if Holly becomes Tanya and Saf becomes Holly, just roll with it, okay? Nobody cares. It is what it is. We're here and we're live and direct. All right, so we are, if you could not tell, this is our Halloween episode / Black History Month. So we've got a sick lineup of topics for you tonight. But before we get into that, let's speak to Saf. See what she's been up to since the last time we saw her. Saf, tell us. Looking sick, my friend. Looking absolutely sick. Yes, Kane, what's up?
Thought I'd make an effort.
You look
good
amazing.
To be back. What have I been up to? I've been, I think, breaking COVID rules a little bit by like traveling around doing a bit of acting here and there. But, you know, it's been really good. I did an event called Signal Fires, which was basically a event that was put together all around the UK, where for the next few weeks there's going to be literal fires, theatrical fires being lit all around the country and stories being told around it, much like, you know, classic storytelling was born from, you know? So I did an event for that on the weekend in Peterborough, which was nice. Been doing some voiceover, because I have a voiceover mentor. So I've been working with her, doing some workshops with her about, you know, developing my voice, honing my skills, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, just sort of been chilling, living my best life, to be honest.
But Saf, you won an award, right? You recently won a theatre award. That's it. Oh yeah. Let's get some applauses in there. Hold on. We're gonna get a big horn for that. Tell us about the award that you won, my friend. Come on, bring it.
So it was actually a collaborative award, which was kind of nice, but it was for a group of audio plays, one of which I was a part of. And it's basically this really amazing project from Small True Theatre, where they were basically, and it's part of the Caravan plays, and it's literally last year, it was beginning of this year, last year actually, there was a theatre that we parked in the middle of Portobello Road, and we did a bunch of plays for free, just for the local community, and it was a play about like that area of London around Grenfell. And then they decided, you know, like what better thing to do than to make it more accessible and turn it into digital plays, so audio recordings, so we could take it into schools around the community. People can access it a lot better. And yeah, that trio of plays, one of which I was the main character, won an award.
Yes, mate. Nice. Sick. So well done. Really Anati's in the chat. She said it's me, isn't it? Hey. We miss you so much. Oh, everybody in the chat, go follow Lulu Bell Bushido right now. That's Anati, also known as Leander, our other third member of Tanimaniacs. But she couldn't be with us tonight because she's out there getting to the bag.
Getting to the bag.
As you probably know, if you are a regular, that all of us are actors, and you know, we get by however we can, performing here, there, and everywhere. And Anati, also known as Leander, is in Bristol right now. She couldn't be here tonight, but she sent the lovely Holly to join us in her place. Welcome, Holly, to the chat.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Holly.
Hi, can you hear me?
We can. How you doing, man?
Oh, perfect. I'm doing good. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. So tell us a little bit about your background, because you're in the theatre world as well, right? You're a creative in the theatre industry.
Absolutely. But I'm not an actor. Unfortunately, I can't act to save myself. Like, I can't act for Morley's at all. Like, all I do is I market. That's the easy thing for me to do.
She says that's easy. I find that stuff hard, man.
Oh yeah, no, I find it so easy. I love it because I love like speaking to like new people, communities, and like, you know, things like that, because it's just like I love like marketing and selling shows, and it's just like I find it very important like seeing the people like come into the space, like you know, represent the shows and things like that. So that's what I tend to like work for, and just representing people in spaces. So that's me at the moment. And I also, what else do I do? Like whenever I'm like free, which is like so rare because I'm always like working, especially like during lockdown, like, you know, I've been like, I'm happy to work, like that's the main thing, because like I need to like, you know, to live, rent and stuff like that, and play video games, because all that costs money, unfortunately.
Tell me about
like,
it. I just bought all the
honestly,
Halloween games, girl. Oh god, I'm broke. Anyway, sorry, go on.
Literally, like I keep, like, you know, you take like self-care for granted sometimes. So like for me, like gaming is like, you know, it's a joy, but then I realized, yeah, I need to get back into gaming just for my self-care, because like I can like, you know, not have to like market a game or focus on theatre for a bit. I can do something completely different. So I've been playing a lot of video games now.
Name some.
During lockdown. I started playing Ni no Kuni. I love that.
I don't
it's
know
so
Ni no
cute. Oh, it's so cute. You know, like Studio Ghibli. I can never say it right. Ghibli.
Yes, yeah.
I'm literally up on this Zoom. Everyone's no, I'm not on the Zoom, on the stream. Everyone's like, oh, what the hell? What's she saying? Like Ghibli, literally. But I can't pronounce words, can I? Literally, I'm like mixed race Gemma Collins, isn't it? But.
Where are you from? Are you from near Hainault? Are you from near Hainault? Because
no, Croydon.
One of my close friends is from Hainault, and she sounds just like you.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm telling you.
Literally.
Bella Lady Shabalala, if you are watching, I love you, girl. I miss you, and I miss that accent.
Oh my god.
So Ni no Kuni. Okay, I'm gonna have to look at that. I'm gonna have to look that up. I see the Death Note. So from what I'm seeing, that you are big into the anime. Is that right?
Absolutely. And I've got loads of enemies and names in it. Let me just get my pen in it.
Shit.
I'm joking.
You wanna catch our last episode? we almost filled that book on our last episode. Okay, so let me just catch up on the chat. Little Saf's in the chat. Ben Beats Game, yes, welcome Ben Beats Game, killing it with the villain. Is that your friend? Killing it with the villain Deku. Yeah, everyone's like, I'm scared. Woo. Okay, all right. So tonight's episode is, like I said, Halloween based, if you couldn't tell, and Black History Month based. So we're going to talk about all that, about, we'll get into it. But we're also going to discuss Afro-Caribbean folklore, guys, yeah. Amazing. So I found this story from my dad's island. My dad's from a Caribbean island called Dominica. It's a French Caribbean island. And they, you know, as every civilization, every continent has their own folk tales and ghost tales. This one is particularly hilarious, but we will get to that later. And guys, we have a quiz, and there is a prize. Let me just show you the prize, audience. I will show the prize. Okay, so one of these could be yours, either the Nun or Dracula Vlad Tepes from Castlevania. I know Leander is hating that she's not doing the quiz right now because she will be dying for that. So audience members, you have to be following the Twitch channel to win one of these prizes, and our co-hosts fight it out for the other, because you know how I love to see them fight it out. Okay, so let's get into the ep. First topic, Black celebrity anime fans. Now, I'm going to bring on screen some of the most well-known Black celebrity anime fans. Let's get rid of that. Hold on. Oh, not that. Turn off the bloody overlay. Where are we? Here we go. So here we have Megan Thee Stallion. Hey! Thank you so much, Sadaki1, for the follow. Appreciate you. You are now... Don't you worry, the alerts are set up for Halloween. It's all spooky alerts, all Halloween. We appreciate you, and now you are validated to be part of the quiz. Okay, so we've got Megan Thee Stallion, we've got John Boyega, and we've got Michael B. Jordan. Usain Bolt is also a big anime fan, I hear. Some of Megan's... I mean, Megan there is... that's her collaboration with Crunchyroll. Some of her favourites are My Hero Academia, Attack on Titan, Bleach, Blue Exorcist, which I love actually, Inuyasha, Hunter x Hunter, Michael B. Jordan, Naruto, John Boyega, as you can see there, AOT, Attack on Titan, sorry, Hunter x Hunter, Seven Deadly Sins. So yeah, I guess what I was going to say is how did you get into it, Holly? But before we get into that, I just want to show one thing, because this came up today. I'd already programmed this, but the topic came up again today, and it's very prevalent. So I'm going to show you guys a little TikTok video, okay? Hold on, guys. Here we go.
If you like hungry...
Wait.
If you like hungry himbo, adult Animal Crossing, and you let this within 50 feet of children, then you shouldn't be complaining about race in anime. Shinichiro Watanabe, the creator of Cowboy Bebop, said that when creating, he paid a lot of attention to skin color. He said he wanted lots of characters without white skin, and if people weren't used to that, he wanted to make them think about it a little bit. Fullmetal Alchemist features a dark-skinned anti-hero who rebels against the state because of the unjust killings of his people. Carol and Tuesday is about music, but it still manages to bring up themes like police brutality and immigration without detracting from the themes of the show. In One Piece, the leader of the Sun Pirates is a revolutionary that frees slaves with a do-rag on. If you can't enjoy something because it has real-world commentary, go ask one of the Sannin to summon you a therapist.
So that's Tony Weaver Jr. there with his TikTok video talking about gatekeepers, goddamn gatekeepers, saying, can you not bring race into everything? But yeah, so let's talk about being a black anime fan or a POC anime fan and gatekeepers. And you know, today somebody tweeted about Megan Thee Stallion, like she's not even an anime fan, and you know what, I was proud, another anime podcast really stuck up for her. What's going on with these gatekeepers? Holly, have you ever faced any gatekeeping in terms of your anime appreciation?
Oh no, she's been muted.
She'd be muted, hold on.
Yeah, you're right.
Can you
What's
hear
up?
us?
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah. So we're saying, in terms of anime appreciation, have you ever faced like gatekeeping, even being a female or being a female of color, anything like that?
So like to stop me from like enjoying anime?
Yeah,
or...
like
yeah.
Tell us.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, like I think like, especially when I was like growing up like a teen sort of thing, like not many people like watching anime in my year, then having like to be friends with like a group as well who are into it, but then you know, like they would only watch like a certain type of anime, and you're like, oh, I want to watch something else that's a bit different. Like, you know, they'll be watching like, you know, like really like scary type of animes, and I'm just like, I love it. I do love it. Like I had to like mature into it. Like at first I was like,
your first anime,
oh. yeah, your first one. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm well scared, but literally. So then, so I was like, okay, no, but no. But then I think like when I got into university and like, you know, being one of the only girls like enjoying anime, not many people like enjoying it, and a few other people like when you get into like proper conversation with them later on, and then like, you know, when you tell a couple of like people, like, you know, you go to Comic-Con, especially like, you know, if you work with them. So I remember like when I was like at university, I was working in retail, and I remember like telling my team that I was going to go to Comic-Con, so I need a couple of days off, and they were like, lol. I was like, what? I'm going. I'm gonna have fun, you know.
I'd have been like, have you got a plus one?
Exactly. So actually, so I thought, so you know, and also like, you know, being in school and like hearing like the dudes telling you, oh yeah, you can't like watch anime or play video games, you're a girl, and I'm like, yeah, shut up, and I'll kick the ball, and I'll, you know, literally, you leave me alone. So when I was at uni, I did like a really interesting, so basically just for context, so I studied drama at uni, but in our third year we had to make like an installation type of piece. So it could be anything. You can like make an installation or like a piece of spoken word or
explain what an installation is for people who don't understand.
Absolutely. So basically you see the background, your background, Tanya, that could be deemed as an installation. So it could just be like a space which is occupied with things, and it doesn't have to be like movement or a video. It could be artwork, it could just be like a space, but it's a performative space. So as long as there's something that's interactive or immersive, that's an installation. So I did both. So I did a theatrical piece and an installation. So it was to do with but it was in 3 parts. So the first part was a bit about myself and like why I got into like video games. And so when I was a kid, where I was growing up in Croydon, my mum didn't really want me going outside to play, which is ridiculous, but obviously safety, you know what I mean? Yeah. So my mum would just buy like video games to preoccupy myself and my brother. So we'd play video games. So when I was in school, I remember in secondary school, I had a teacher who was like really into like Japanese culture, which is fun. But like when you're learning about religious studies and you've got exams, like, you know, GCSEs, you don't really want to be. Yeah.
I wonder if it's the same teacher.
Literally. It might be. You know, you never know, because this one guy was weird, you know, but he was all right. I mean, the reason why I got like really freaked out with anime at first is like the first anime I watched was Barefoot Gen, and that was a retelling of the Hiroshima bombing.
Yeah.
And that it freaked me out. It was like really intense, especially to watch that in like religious studies. So yeah, literally.
No, but you know what? I can't even lie. If I was a teacher, I would do the same thing. I'd be like, fuck your kids.
Literally, we're in the class, we're all like, what? Like, it's good, don't get me wrong, like it's good, and it's like an amazing beautiful manga. It's like a really important like text, like especially for like modern like Japanese like manga and also for anime, like came out around like the 80s. I might be wrong, it's very important, but yeah, so it's
hold on, we've got some bits. Thank you, Flowershed, for the scary bits. Hi, Sakate. Hi, Stone Cold, Sammy Austin. I see you all in the chat. I see you all, but we're just listening to Holly. I see you. Sorry, go on, Holly.
I'm so sorry. I literally got off and tangent.
No, do please. This is how it is. The chat's asking questions and talking about stuff. Like people are like, said a kid one is like One Piece, and but I'm just like finding my moments to acknowledge them. Please.
Oh, bless you. But so then I did, so basically the first part of like just talking about me growing up type of thing, enjoying like, you know, various aspects of the culture. And then the second part, I basically I looked into like a couple of articles to do with like representation, especially for women of colour in gaming. And there was one article I found, and like I think it was written in 2014, but it was about like there was only like 15 playable women of colour in video game, like characters, and excluding, you know, fighting games like Street Fighter and things like that. But so I looked into that and I was like really interested, so I wrote like a little piece, and it was to do with a girl being interviewed by like a video game developer, and her literally trying to market her video game to this dude, and you can see like his sort of images of what the game would look like on a screen, and it looks like, you know, the whole Jessica Nigiri type of character, as opposed to a black, you know, a dark-skinned black woman who really wanted the role. And then also looks into like what she's actually campaigning for. Are you campaigning for just one race, or are you campaigning for all races? And how are you going to expand that and make it more inclusive? Not just looking into like female representation, but trans representation, non-binary representation. Trans.
We've got some non-binary representation tonight, and I'll show you in a bit.
Trans. So it looks into that and various aspects. And then the final part, which was I thought very beautiful, is that I commissioned a couple of cosplayers to cosplay their favourite characters, and they did a promenade piece, and I even dressed up as Rey from Star Wars. Yeah. It was sick.
Oh my god, to get paid to do it.
Can you imagine? That. What the hell?
That was like the first thing I've ever produced or like created at uni.
This sounds sick. Somebody's put in the chat, Stone Cold Sammy Austin's put in the chat, we need more video game theatre pieces, to be honest. It's a huge creative industry full of too many references. Stone Cold Sammy Austin, part of the reason that I've developed this platform in its length and breadth is to... I've always been interested in digitalising theatre. I'm from a non-traditional theatre-going community. None of my friends or family, apart from my mum, go to theatre. And I've always been trying to get storytelling into the digital sphere, and it's been very difficult up until COVID. And now COVID's hit, and everyone's like, digital. But there are plans afoot, Stone Cold Sammy Austin, there are plans afoot. Okay.
And we are actually in the middle of developing a play about Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh shit!
Only including people of color. So it's me, Tanya, and 3 other Black actors, and it's amazing. But we've been trying to look for funding, And it's always really funny how these people are like, oh, it's too niche. But how many plays do I have to watch about rich white men having marital problems? How many? I'm not a rich white man with marital problems. That's niche to me.
Yes.
But the marketing around Dungeons and Dragons is insane. It's a multi-million-dollar industry. What are you on about? It's niche.
So tell us about Saf. Tell us about Critical Role. Tell us how big they are in the game, because I'm new to Dungeons and Dragons. So tell us.
They're huge. I mean, like, partly because like the cast of Critical Role are like huge voice actors, especially anime voice actors. So they individually amongst them have already like thousands and thousands of people
Hey,
behind
Biscuit,
them.
I see you in the chat. I see you. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. And so they've banded together and they basically play Dungeons and Dragons, and they publish YouTube episodes as a podcast. And they've raised millions of dollars for their episodes. They've raised millions of dollars for their merchandise. They've raised millions of dollars. And it's the kind of thing where we're like, okay, is it niche because it's kids of color playing D&D?
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to tell me? Because everyone in Critical Role is white. They are all talented actors, incredible voice actors.
Amazing.
I love the work that they do. However, we do need to question the idea of like, what are you saying is niche here? Because Dungeons and Dragons technically is niche, but it also isn't if you really look into it. Fucking Google the numbers.
I mean, they're all on Twitch. All these people in chat are on Twitch. They know how big Dungeons and Dragons.
They know.
Yeah, exactly.
Leander has another podcast, Three Black Halflings, and they are like kicking the shit out of
Yeah.
They're mowing it up.
Yeah.
Like from this audience alone, we've got audience members. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So and then for them to question us and be like, "Oh, it's too niche." I'm like, is it because it's like one brown kid and 4 black actors asking you to give us money for this? It ain't even that much. But these guys, the Critical Role guys, are getting millions of dollars a year.
They're big time.
Exactly.
They're big time. Deathwish Dean is asking, is it people playing D&D or is it a storyline with the game of D&D? It's a storyline. Well, it's developing, Deathwish Dean. I don't want to give away the plot, but it's all immersive and exciting. Yes, Biscuit, I see you in the chat. Thank you for just stopping by. I appreciate you. I know you're a big anime fan. We're just getting started. They send bare budgets on kitchen sinks. They spend bare budgets on kitchen sinks to have rich white people sitting around it to tell people how rich they are, but they're so misunderstood. I bare want a theatre.
I'm dead.
Resident Evil.
I'm dead.
Resident Evil and it. Oh shit. Listen, I am so about horror, bringing horror to theatre. Anyway, yeah, okay. Yeah, Saf, I hear you, man. I hear you. What were we talking about?
Come on, Sam. Go on, Sammy.
What were we talking about? Yeah, how we got into it. Saf, refresh us how you got into it. I mean, I know we've heard about, like, it's been a long time now, so...
Oh yeah, it's been it's been like 3 episodes since then.
Yeah, but 3 episodes is like 7 months or so ago. Like, our first episode was in April.
What?
yeah. So it sounds like last week.
It's gone to this. So me, I'm sort of nerd from day one. I've been watching anime and stuff since before I even knew it was anime. Pokemon, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Beyblades, like all those sort of shows. Like on a Saturday morning, being like, "This is amazing!"
Oh, do you remember that show, Card Captors?
Card Captors.
That's what I used to watch. I used to watch that. I love that.
One Piece.
That one was sick. Yeah.
One of those shows I used to watch when I was a kid, and I never knew that anime was a thing. And then I think it's probably like my ADD or something, but something clicked in my head where I was like, these cartoons and these loud voices make sense to me. I just continued my life watching it, and then my big brother played a lot of video games, and we were quite poor growing up. We didn't have like a lot of consoles and stuff, but like we used to duel people in like Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon and like hustle them at their games. So that's what me and my brother used to do, and like we grew our gaming collection. And I was a PlayStation kid growing up, and I was watching him play a lot of games. And that's where my love for it came from. And like Kingdom Hearts is one of like my biggest franchises, the love of my life. It's something that raised me. I'm like, ugh. And then like Naruto, I just see my baby back there.
She's a big Naruto.
Yeah.
Fan.
And then it got to like another level for me where it's like I got like 10, 11 years old. My mental health got really bad. And again, anime was the only thing that made sense to me. It was the only thing that healed me. It was the only thing that like we spoke about this a lot in our earlier episodes, but we were like, when you're seeing like these kids battling literal monsters, battling the odds, you sort of sit there and you go, oh, that means I can do anything, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Like, hell yeah, fuck yeah, I can do whatever. With the demons in my head are literally the demons that they're fighting.
Yeah.
And that's something that literally made me become the person that I am right now. All of these fictional characters have made me the person I am, and it's something I can never let go of, to be honest. It makes sense. Every part of anime and video games clicks into my head, and yeah, that's it. The rest is history. It's just never been done.
Representation is not only important to the people being represented, it's also important for racial and cultural exposure. Not nice me. This is why I love you, not nice me. Exactly. I think it's a gatekeeping thing, as you were saying. We know this in theatre, it's so elitist, but we could really change the landscape with our own cultures. Like, imagine the influences. Trust me. Kane, very interesting with the gaming culture. Kane, I saw your question about how can Bradford 2025 support this. We will chat off stream. Remember, somebody's saying Kingdom Hearts is my jam. Biscuit saying, who you cosplaying, Saf?
Oh, so I'm Villain Deku.
Villain Deku. Biscuit, come on. Yo. You didn't know that?
There was a point where I was doing the makeup earlier where I just looked a little bit like an 80s rock star, so I had to tone it down a little bit.
I thought you were Tina Turner.
Chat. Saf does loads of cosplay on the TikTok. Her TikTok's in the socials, so follow her on TikTok. She's sick. All right, so we're going to get into black anime characters. We're going to go with the presenting as female first. So I've sent you the pictures, guys. I'm just going to bring it up for the audience now. All right, so there's quite a lot on this first page. There's who have we got? Let me read them out. We've got Michiko and Atsuko from Michiko to Hachin. We've got Abigail from Ed the Great Pretender. We've got Canary from Hunter x Hunter. Carol from Carol and Tuesday. We've got Claudia Lascelle from Super Dimensions Fortress Macross, aka Robotech. We've got Aisha from Clan. Oh god, let me pronounce this. Okoho from Radiant. Gidget from Eureka 7. Lizzie, Requiem for the Phantom. Sister Krona from Promised Neverland. April from Darker Than Black. I'm saying this right. Yoriuchi from Bleach. Miyuku from Basquash. Another character with the wine glass. Thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. You are now in the chance of entering the quiz for the prize. Let's go back. We are Miyuku, the character with the wine glass. I'm not sure who that is, but they are from The Great Pretender. Then we've got Coffee from Cowboy Bebop. Have we got Gidget? Have I said Gidget twice? I've said Gidget twice. Gidget is in the bottom right corner. Okay, so how many of those characters do you guys know, have seen? Because a while ago, maybe at least 5 years ago, it was like, oh, where are the black characters? Where are the black characters? Yeah. But actually, I got this list, so I've got to shout out at Sako Silo, Nerdy Basement, Manga UK, Timmy Offeran, Leanne, Lion S, and Dad's First Time for all those suggestions. How many of those characters have you seen, have known about, have watched? Because I mean, your Sister Kronas, your Canaries, I've seen, but there's so many on that list that I've never even seen before. How many of you guys?
Yeah, there's one that's not on the list. The one from Fullmetal Alchemist. You know, the one with the one who was the thief.
Oh,
yeah, that was like the first one I can remember. Right.
Yeah. This is not a comprehensive list, guys.
Come on.
So I need to. The disclaimer. My disclaimer is that this list was created by people on Twitter, on Instagram, and through articles, and these were the characters that they kind of said were the least problematic characters. So there's probably characters that are not on this list that were
There's the characters from Cannon Busters.
Yeah, I didn't add the Cannon Busters.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm interested. I'm interested to know.
Yeah. So the Cannon Busters thing. So we'll talk about it now. But the Cannon Busters thing. So Cannon Busters created by, let me find his name. Don't let me. LaShawn Thomas. Who also worked on Boondocks and Avatar: Legend of Korra. Heavily people of color, like POC characters, and I wasn't too sure whether to add it in. You know me and my, is it traditional anime or what?
Yeah.
Come on, Saf, tell me off, Safiyya.
I think it counts.
Well, he literally works in Japan now, right? So he's a proper anime kind of artist, and this should have been on there. I do apologize.
Oh, because I was scared that it was something about like the representation of the characters, but I thought they were amazing. They were really gorgeous.
Cannon Busters came up as one of the ones that was like not problematic, like literally like they kind of understand the community, obviously because of LaShawn Thomas, and so Cannon Busters, Boondocks, and what's the other one? Obviously Legend of Korra, which we've spoke about before. Holly, tell us any other characters from that list. Let me just bring it up so you can see it again. That you've seen. No, so for me, Michiko to Hatchin looks really interesting. I've seen these characters, like I've seen the pictures numerous times, but I've never actually seen Michiko to Hatchin. Yoichi is bae, said a kid once saying. Which one's that? Oh, you mean Canary? Yeah. So Rihanna's album cover when she did the album, what was it called? She was in a suit.
Oh, Auntie or something. It's for that one. It's for that one.
Yeah. It wasn't confirmed, but it's heavily inspired by. Really,
Absolutely identical. Obviously, like one of the characters from like Carol and Tuesday.
Yeah. So baby blue hair is April from Darker Than Black, and the one with cigarette in her mouth is Coffee from Cowboy Bebop. Now, Coffee came up as a problematic character by some people. So there was an article in The Guardian. They were talking about Coffee, and do you remember? I don't know if you will, but there's a series of 70s Hollywood films called the Blaxploitation films. They came out. Hollywood kind of gave black people a bit of money to make some films, and they were all very kind of like, I'm gonna get you, sucker, and all that kind of stuff. It was Shaft. It was oh, what was the woman's name? It's gonna do my head in. Oh, Pam Grier. What did Pam Grier? Let me just Google it. Pam, because it's gonna piss me off. Pam Grier played Foxy Brown. That's it, Foxy Brown. Yeah, so Coffee is loosely kind of based on Foxy Brown, which was like a blaxploitation character. So for me, I didn't see it as problematic at all, but some people found it a little bit like,
yeah, I get you.
Excessive.
And I'm not gonna lie, exactly. You know the one, what was it, like the one that's right underneath the woman with like the
yeah. Oh, I think. Hold on, I think my house alarm's going off, guys. I'm being robbed. Take me! Jason Voorhees, take me! Sorry. No, guys, chat. We're gonna play Phasmophobia later on. So yeah.
Is it actually going off?
Yeah, it's stopped now. Don't worry. Oh shit, Kane, stop, please.
What's happened? Is everything okay?
We've got the evil alerts. All right, so Phasmophobia tonight does not look like a goer. Chat, let me catch up on chat. Bottom left, Biscuit saying bottom left I've never seen before. Let me just check who that is. Bottom left is, oh yeah, so that's a character from Miyuki from Basquatch. I've never seen that. Yeah. No. So Biscuit's talking about the bottom left, and you're talking about the one Lizzie. You're talking about Lizzie from Requiem from Phantom. Yeah, Lizzie from Requiem from Phantom. Yeah.
It literally looks like one. That's really freaking me out.
It looks like a what? Say again.
A gollywog, doesn't it? It really does.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into this now. Let's look at Lizzie. So for me, when I look at Lizzie, that representation for me is not as bad as some. I mean, if you compare Lizzie to Sister Krona now, look at Lizzie and Sister Krona. Lizzie looks like she's got hair that actually grows out of her head. Sister Krona, well, we'll get into it. We'll get into it. All right, let's look at the boys. Let's look at the boys. Let's bring the boys up. Where the boys at? Okay. So here we've got Satoshi from Michiko to Hachin again, drawn very well, I believe. Ed from The Great Pretender. We've got Jason Osuma from Hajime no Ippo. We've got Musa from Run with the Wind. We've got Mohammed Advol from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Safiyya knows how I feel about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Ugh. Then we've got Smokey from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. We've got Panther from Ice Shield 21. We've got Kane Blood from Banana Fish. Then we've got Skip from Banana Fish. We've got Killick from Soul Eater. Saf, we've got your guy. What's his name there?
The Raikage.
What's his name? Aaron? From
Wait,
Haikyuu.
what?
From Haikyuu. The guy.
Oh!
You can't see him. Come, Saf, come. Your guy, I put him in for you. The Haikyuu guy. Oh, sorry, my bad. Aaron, Biscuit, hold on, man. Hold on, I got you. We've got Aaron from Haikyuu. We've got Kai from Nakoma. Light-skinned brother there, Kai, looking like Drake. We've got Semyon from Durarara, also known as the Black Russian. We've got Kaz Khan, before Semyon. We've got Isaac from Castlevania. We've got Afro from Afro Samurai. Let me just bring up obviously there's more men than there is women. Come on. We've got Daryu, is it Daryu Saf from Naruto? Yep, Killer Bee. Killer Bee and are they both the same? No, they're not both the same person. I don't watch Naruto. I mean, I know, sir. Then we've got Ogun from Fire Force. Come on, Ogun from Fire. You know we've got One Piece. Listen, yo, you don't know I'm a One Piece. I'm a One Piece guy, girl. I'm a One Piece girl. We've got One Piece up in the chat. We've got Kuzon, One Piece, and then we've got the Naboo brothers. I've never seen this, from Gairay Zero. And for our non-binary representation here, we have at the bottom we have Nathan from Tiger Bunny, and I love this. Listen to this chat. This is a quote from Nathan. I've never seen Tiger Bunny, but this is a quote from Nathan on Tiger Bunny. They say, Nathan says, "They say a man is made of courage and a woman is made of love. So what does that mean for people who are both? We are invincible."
Oh!
I love that so much.
That's brilliant.
Like just from that
now.
quote,
That's
trust
brilliant.
me, just from that, I just want to see what this Nathan character is like. Let me bring Nathan back up. Nathan is bae. Look at his nail. I mean, they're nails. Come on. Love it. So obviously Biscuit's in the chat saying Ogun, you've got love for your Naruto people. I've heard some really yikes things about Ice Shield 21. Right, we're gonna get into that now. Ben Beats game. Okay, so some of the yikes things about those characters have come up, particularly Musa in Run with the Wind, about the trope of black people being genetically faster. But apparently in Run with the Wind they address that issue. In Ice Shield 21, they don't. So, Ben Beats game, if that's what you're talking about, the yikes thing about genetically black people are faster and the whole thing, yeah, that was brought up. Kaz Khan in Neo Yokio apparently has a transphobic episode. We're all about trans representation on this platform, so that can't run either. The Semyon, the Black Russian guy in Durarara, the way he's drawn, Blurred Girl, who's got a massive platform, was like, yeah, the way he's drawn is not cool. Ogun comes out in top because he's Yoruba, he's Nigerian Yoruba, he's drawn really well, he's a fully formed character, like he did really well in a lot of the things that I read. How many of those characters do you guys know and have seen?
Very few, not gonna lie. But I think that's just me being annoying and not watching as much anime rather than actively avoiding said representation. But now that I'm hearing about it, I want to watch these things.
Oh, hold on, chat. Hold on, chat. We've lost a soldier, so the video is gonna be. Let me bring up this screen while we bring Holly back in. Let me tell us in the chat how many of those that you've seen while we bring Holly back in. Biscuit's like, I know about 4 out of 5. Yeah, Bebop has transphobic episode 2. I think chat, while we're waiting for Holly, I think to answer that what you just said, Saf, a lot of these characters, to be honest, they're not characters that you would think of straight away. They're characters that might be like in one episode here, or hold on, chat. Hold on, is she back? Hold on, girl. Not nice me saying Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, that might be it. Yeah, so a lot of these characters that are coming up today, people have had to kind of what's the word? Delve into and like yeah. They're not. It's not that you're not watching enough anime. It's that even though it seems like there's a lot of characters here in the grand scheme of all of anime, that it's not a lot. All right, I'm letting Holly back in the room, y'all. Here we go. We're back. All right, Saf's now Holly and Holly's now Saf. We don't care. You know who people are. Holly. So just to bring you in, we were saying like Safiyya said. Repeat what you were saying, Saf, about you don't know some of these people.
Oh yeah, like I was saying, like I haven't really heard a lot of these characters, but I was annoyed that like I was like, oh, maybe it's because I don't watch enough anime, but like Tanya was just saying that maybe it's because they're only like one episode characters, like the character from Full Metal that you mentioned, the thief. Yeah, and I was like, oh yeah, of course, but like she's only like 2 episodes.
Exactly, it's only in it for a bit, and then that's it. You don't see her again, and then like you like see her a little segment at the end, and that's it. Like that's all it says. Like that's literally, and also like the whole like trope. What's it? Her trope as well as a character, like how her beginnings, like orphan, then thief.
Right,
going around stealing, upsetting people, literally.
So when we talk about Canary now, Canary came up as, I love Canary. I don't give a shit what anybody says, and I receive Canary's representation in a different way. But somebody quite validly brought up that Canary is, the only black person in Hunter x Hunter, and she's a servant, and I think that's a valid point of view, But for me, maybe I'm making excuses. I don't know. Maybe I'm, because we do make allowances. Like Blurred Girl was saying, a lot of the time we make allowances for certain things because we like the anime, we like the genre, we like the anime, and certain things will be like, let me just close my eyes at this so that I can enjoy the rest of it. But for me, Canary, it being in servitude is not the same thing as, what do I mean? In Japanese culture, servitude and hierarchy is a massive thing, right?
Yeah.
So the way that she's a servant is not that she's the maid and she's scrubbing the floor. She's literally their bodyguard, right? She's training to be like their lead bodyguard. So I didn't see it in the same way. But how do you guys feel about Canary's servitude? Hold on, Biscuit. I got you. I seen your scene question. Hold on. Sorry, go on, Holly.
I haven't really seen much of the episode. I haven't really seen it, or I don't really know much about a character. If I had, then I would definitely would like, be interesting to like talk about her development and everything. But from what you've mentioned, it seems like a character's got like some form of purpose. Like she's like, but it's also what you do with that purpose. Like, it's your purpose to be that trope to always support the main character, and that's it. And get no progression. Or is your trope to actually do something more beneficial? It's like with Batman and like Alfred guy. You know what I mean? Like his trope is obviously to like support Bruce Wayne. But his Trust. Hey, come on. But like, and his one, like, you know, what you would call it? Like his one out, like it pushes past the purpose. Like there's an actual reason for him to be there. There's like a meaning. And if like, obviously she may have a meaning, but it's going to be perceived differently from people, you know what I mean? She's either going to be a servant or she's going to be like an actual beneficial character to the plot and also to like the development of the main character type of thing.
That's a hard question to answer because Hunter x Hunter, as all Hunter x Hunter fans know, it's been on a hiatus for fucking 10 years 10 years or some shit. We're still waiting for the episode.
By the way,
you say again?
Ben Beats Game is a massive Hunter x Hunter
Ben Beats Game. All right, let me. So Biscuit's asking who watches My Hero Academia in the panel. I've not seen it yet.
Me, but I'm not up to date, so you can't.
All right, well, don't mind. Biscuit's saying who's your favorite character from My Hero Academia?
Oh, I mean probably Deku because I kin him, but I love Kirishima. Kirishima's just a little babe, isn't he? Kirishima. I love that like this like weird bond between like Bakugo and Kirishima, and they're just like, Kirishima, you're the only person that's gonna get through to Bakugo. Like that's it. And it's so cute.
That answer your question, Biscuit. Kane's saying, this is all new to me. I have a question. Why do most of the characters have pointy noses? Who is designing these characters? Tanya, Holly, and Safiyya, you should design a character and a game. So to answer that question, Kane, a lot of these pictures that you are seeing from here, a lot of this anime is quite old. There's probably one or two new anime designs on there. So one of the things that came up about anti-black representation in anime is the way that characters are drawn, which brings me on to my next point. Biscuit saying, nah, I think that's fine, although Canary is a servant, not saying it's right, but in the anime, that's where there's not a lot of black people and characters like kind of like Django. Oh, okay, interesting. All right, so to answer that question, Kane, let me bring you on to the next screen of the pictures. So these came up as the problematic ones. All right, so we've got Mr. Popo, obviously, from Dragon Ball Z. We've got Blackluster from One Punch Man, also known as Super Alloy Dark Shine, of course. Of course. We've got the manga version of Sister Krona, or Sister Crone, however you want to pronounce it, which is very, very gollywog and kind of jigaboo-like for me. And then in the top right corner, which not a lot of you might pick up on this, but let me explain. So in the top right corner, we have Hibana from Fire Force, okay? So Hibana from Fire Force, if you look, she's got very bleached hair, she's got dark skin, you know, very, very bright eyes. Why is the Fire Force woman there? Okay, so Biscuit, let me explain. I would never even think Hibana was a black character, but somebody brought up Hibana as a black character, and then somebody else replied that, no, she's not a black character. Actually, she is a Ganguro gyal. A Ganguro gyal, okay, right? So I was like, what the hell is a Ganguro gyal? Let me go look. And I went down a massive kind of spiral, like rabbit hole of what a Ganguro gyal is. Let me bring up Mr. Popo, I'm crying. Let me bring up what a in fact, no. Let's talk about the other characters before we talk about Ganguro gyal. So how do you feel about like Mr. Popo, this extra baby oiled up guy, and like, you know, some of the depictions, Kane, to answer your question, are not, what's the word? Blurred Girl said that for some of the older anime that Japan or Japanese studios were looking at black people through the lens of American cinema in the 1950s. And if you think back to the 1950s and the cartoons, it was all Tom and Jerry and the Mammy stuff and so that was an explanation. I don't know, how do you guys feel about how black people are depicted in anime? The design.
It makes me mad uncomfortable, and I'm obviously I'm not black, and I'm just like, it's that thing about like features, isn't it? Like how they're drawn, and I'm like, you lot really ain't got a clue, have you? Like you can draw everyone else like with amazing features, and then when it comes to anyone you can see, especially black people, how are you that mouth, especially the mouth that they draw?
Yeah.
I think it's disgusting. I'm like,
lips. Yeah.
like
Yeah,
it's one of the most beautiful features on people of color's faces, and yet you somehow manage to fuck it up. But everyone else make it look great.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
like that, I think that quote about, you know, mirroring American cinema at the time is actually really, that I never thought about that before, but now that you say that, it makes sense. Of course it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense for the older stuff, but for the new stuff, they've got no excuse. Like let's go back to the manga version of Sister Krona, right? So I love Sister Krona. I don't give a shit if she's a villain. I love her because of her story. But then look at her here. If any of you guys have seen the Lovecraft episode with the Jigaboo girls, she looks just the same. It's the same. It's the hair. It's the scary lips. It's the scary eyes. Holly, how do you feel about it?
Uncomfortable, you know. It's like too aggressive. It's like, why can't we look human? You know.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're not like mythical creatures like black people.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes me think like what?
Black people are everywhere. It's not like you've not seen a black person now. Come on, it's not. I know Japan's not, you know, as multicultural as say London, but come on.
But it also it's like another way to like emphasize like how black people are treated in Japan. I mean, like if you're not even being able to be represented in anime, then you know how you treated when you're walking down the street or when you're on public transport. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, that's one thing that I hear a lot from my black peers and black friends, where they're like, you know, it's, you know, you're black when you have to Google where would be safe to go on holiday.
Oh yeah. Oh girl. Girl.
I was like,
do you know that I went to what do you call it? And I'm light as hell, and especially because I've not been outside all year. But I'm also light as hell. I went to what do you call it? What's that place? Budapest. I went to Budapest. Right, for a couple of days on my own. I'm like, just walking around the city all times of day and night on my own. This is gorgeous. Sightseeing, taking pictures. Little did I know it's a Nazi haven. Yeah.
Oh God, no.
Oh, big Nazi haven. Oh, big Nazi haven, girl.
Oh, mate, what happened?
And Kate is laughing right on cue. Nothing happened. Luckily, nothing happened. But I'm saying, like, you do need to
be careful. Yeah.
You do need to do
even that, you have to like be careful on holiday. Like, you just want to go chill. Like, but people are like taking pictures of you. Like, I've had friends where like people have come up to us like stroking their hair, touching their skin, like rubbing it to see if the color comes out. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's whack.
Mad.
Everything is there. Everything is accessible. Like, these studios can hire people of color, literally just walk through the office for a day. They have that much money.
Right.
What is their excuse? It's bizarre. It's so fucking bizarre.
Yeah.
And I can imagine what that must be like.
There's a Japanese comedy series that I can't even remember what it's called now. It's going to do my head in. They always do like a New Year's Eve special, and I watch it every year. And last year they did a blackface special, and I was like, that's it.
Oh no!
Me and you are done. All right, so Biscuit, to get back to the Fire Force girl is saying Biscuit's saying it's not even that deep. Let me explain why she's here in this problematic section. Don't just write me off. All right, so Hibana, right? Somebody mentioned that Hibana was part of the Ganguro Gyal style. So I was like, what is Ganguro Gyal style? Okay, so let me bring you to Ganguro Gyal style. Now, this is an example of Ganguro Gyal style. The word Ganguro, the word translates as, and I asked my Japanese friend this today, it translates as the burn black look, dark tan, very black, or black face, the darkest black. Okay. Right. Yeah. So this trend. Right. So this trend developed in the 1990s, and it consists of bleached hair. Thank you for the follow, Fedorfin. Appreciate yo. Is that your mate, Saf? Well done. So it consists of bleached hair, deep tan, black eyes, and white eyeliner, false lashes, brightly coloured outfits, very, very decorated nails, mini skirts, decorated outfits. They're also deemed, they're called Yamamba or Manba. which again refers to this Ganguro style, which also translates as mountain hag, like a mountain witch. They're often shunned from society, dubbed as bad girls, unhygienic, promiscuous, and crazy. Now, the main Ganguro gal, the one that's like the hardcore Ganguro gal who's still doing it to this day, she's probably the only one left. Let me pronounce her name right. I can't say this. Emery Corey says, dark skin is fundamental. If your skin was white, it doesn't mean anything. It's Pagyaru. Pagyaru literally means gal in a half-hearted attitude. So that is what I learned about Ganguro style and Habana. Do you not find that interesting? There's like this subculture of being really fighting against the kind of traditional Japanese light skin, kind of very dainty. But on one sense, I'm like, yeah, this is cool. You know, they're like, fuck boys, fuck men. We're gonna do what we want. We're gonna go against tradition, and we're gonna do our own thing. But then again, it's also, is it blackface, or how do we feel about that?
Well, also it's like the kind of girls that like tan so much. Like, I can't be brown, and I'm not attractive to men because I'm brown.
Right.
But if a white girl makes themselves browner, they're sun-kissed, they're this, that, and the other, and they can wash it off whenever they want. Like,
mad. Like I didn't read all the Bible, but I read bits of it. But I'm pretty sure you're not really supposed to be doing what they're doing. That's ridiculous. Like, that's too much.
On one hand, I feel like what did Emery say? Her last comment was, if your priority is how boys would think about you, that's not gyal style. The darker is cuter, of course, and a gyal's priority should be on what you want to do. And I read that all day long, but at the same time, I'm like,
don't walk around with like white face on my face because that's what I want to do. You know what I mean? You just don't do it, and that's something you just don't do. Like, we progressed as people to be very aware of what is like deemed as like appropriate for our times, and that hella isn't, you know what I mean?
Not
like,
nice me saying it's a rebellion against beauty standards. Yeah, that's what it was brought up. Not nice me. It was like they were rebelling against the pale skin, because you know, not all Japanese people have pale skin, or Korean people. You know, there's a lot of bleaching over in East Asia as there is here and everywhere else.
In India as well.
So I get it, and I really get their vibe, and I really like her attitude, but at the same time I'm like, is it
too much? Too much. Like, it's too much. I mean, look at how we reacted to Rachel Dolezal. Like, we're gonna react like that to that as well. You know what I mean? That's too much. And another thing as well, like, go on. Sorry.
No. I was like, I guess it's like, when you hear about like traditions that happen in other countries where they literally blackface because they're like, oh, it's the tradition of our country, and they're like, shut the fuck up, man, it's racist as shit. At least he's going like, it's annoying. It's that like that you're pulling at different ends because you're like, oh, this is dope, but also like,
I know, that's how I feel.
Oh my God. You know what? Funny enough, you mentioned that about like, you know, like different countries and traditions. Like, there's like a tradition, I think in like Holland or like Amsterdam, where it's like,
Swap Peas.
Yes. Basically, when I was at uni, there was a girl who was like Danish, and she mentioned that she mentioned that festival to us, and I was like, wait, what are you talking about? She explained it, and I was like, oh my God, that's horrible. She said, no, it's lovely. We picked a child from the village, and then they basically get to be the Santa's little helper, and they're basically covered in soot as well. So they'll pick a child, blackface
if you
the
don't know
child
what
up.
Swap Pete is, go Google Swap Pete.
It's mad. It's mad. They'll then put the child on a parade. Yeah. She wanted to bring the festival to London. I was like, I was like, our university is close to Peckham. You really think that's a good idea? She really think that's a good idea? I was like, no. Try it.
Flushing out with that nonsense.
Try that. Like, she tried that.
About Habana, the trend is definitely trash. I just don't think Habana is that. I don't know. Said a kid one. Somebody just put the comment, so I was like, so I went down a research rabbit hole, and I just found it really interesting. I found it interesting, you know, because there's a lot of hairstylists in Japan that try and make people's hair very kinky. Listen, Japan actually win at dance hall Japan have got dance hall queens, like killing it dance hall queens that have reigned for years and years and years. They're definitely into the culture, but then there's a lot of like anti-black racism. So I'm just like, oh, it's like,
Yeah.
I feel like the main reason that it feels weird is because blackface has been so prevalent in the West to demean black people, though I don't think they're basing their look off of black people. Yeah, interesting. I guess that is my question. Not nice me. Are they basing their look on black people? I would have to say,
I think
yes.
that's what I was
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They're tanning,
Yeah.
not like black.
And the coloured
people.
hair is very
Yeah.
They're
Caribbean
tanning to
influenced.
tan.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Whereas we've known like certain festivals, certain traditions, they are trying to look like black people. Whereas they are literally tanning. And I guess it's like I had a chat with someone else about this the other day. We were like, of course there are going to be people who don't understand it because they've never lived that experience.
Right.
So obviously when we get upset about it, they're not really going to understand why. Because for them it's just like, I'm tanning. But for us it's like, no, you're copying my like I've had like when I was in drama school, I had girls coming up to me going, well, Safiyya, I'm almost your colour this summer.
Yeah,
if I had to get £1 for every time someone says, I mean, not now, chat, not now, because I've been indoors all year. But normally, with my normal skin, they're like, oh God, I'm catching up to you now.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
And I'm just
You know what? Yeah. Exactly. You know, I've got something. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. This is like this is for me. It's like a form of this comment is like Inception because it's like a comment within a comment.
Oh yeah.
Now listen, yeah, and it's do a cosplay, right? So you know what? Yeah. In terms of cosplay, how do you guys feel when you see someone dressed up as a character that you know they should not be dressing up as? So for instance, you see like one of your friends dressed up as like, let's just say T'Challa, for example, and you know that your friend is called Quentin, and Quentin is not from the manor. Quentin is from the estate.
So I had a friend that thought it was okay to every year for Halloween, every year for Halloween she dresses up as Salt and Pepper, her and a friend Salt and Pepper. She's a white girl. Christ. Salt and Pepper. That's fine. One year she decided to go full blackface.
Oh no.
Why?
Needless to say, that friend is not a friend no more. She could not understand why I was upset. Another friend's partner dressed up as a lucky man. When I brought it up, they were like, this is not racist. Yeah.
Right. See now, listen now back with this question. Yeah. So you know when you mentioned about those girls and that term, what's that term called?
Gyaru. It's not Gyaru, is it?
Gangaroo gal.
Gangaroo. Yeah. So like, if you think about it, yeah. Sorry.
Jesus Christ. Sorry, we've got the Halloween
all
alerts
good,
on.
all good.
Thank you so much for the sub biscuit. I appreciate you. Yo, thank you. Sorry, Holly, please.
That's all good. You know, because there's some people that would argue that, you know, when you cosplay as someone who's not necessarily the same race as you, it's like, you know, you can, like, some people say you can do blackface because you're paying homage to the character, and the race of it is part of that. Now, if you mention Gangaroo as well, there's going to be some people, for instance, say if you've got like a white girl who wants to dress up as princess, what's her name? What's her name?
Hibana.
Hibana. What? Yeah. Let's say a white girl wants to. Yeah. Hibana. She's Princess Hibana.
No, not Princess Hibana. Hibana's the princess. Who are we talking about now? Who's the princess?
The one that was in Fire Force, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. She's a Gangaroo.
That's it.
Right. Okay.
That's it. She's a Gangaroo girl. Now, so like this. Yeah, get me. Yeah, don't worry. I'm coming with this. Go. Don't worry, get you. I might get this one.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah, you go Comic-Con. Yeah, you see a princess. A girl from Fire Force. White girl dressed up as her, literally tanned up, that exaggerated. Someone could literally be like, "You cannot do that. You're literally exaggerating this character." She'd be like, "No, she's this character. It's an emphasis on this. It's absolutely fine for me to wear this." But then you're like, "No, you're arguing that yes, it's okay for you to dress up in this form, but also it's not okay. It's not acceptable to do blackface." Someone could literally argue, "This is a genre. I'm representing this genre. It's deemable." How do you guys feel about that?
I tell you how I feel about it. I feel like if black people and brown people and anybody with a darker skin complexion didn't have the oppression every day, then please dress up as us. If we can dress up as you and live life like you do, You live life like we do. That's fine. But from when you can just dress up as us for one night and then wash it off, and then you don't have to feel the pain, the hardship, the oppression, like, nah. It's not gonna run. It's not gonna run. It's not gonna run.
And then I'll be like, but babes, are you in Japan? Are you like you can like we will argue cultural ignorance for one set of people, because let's not lie, there is a certain set of cultural ignorance, because you can't say that Japan is overly populated by black people, because it isn't.
Exactly.
No, but they know
there's naturally going to be a base level of cultural ignorance there. But when you're up in here, you know you're gonna see black and brown people. If someone's gonna swear you up one, let's be ready for that. Like, that's for me, that's that. I'm like, if you're gonna start a fight with me, I'm gonna start a fight with you because you're telling your skin brown. But why don't you just cosplay as a character? Just stick the costume on. That's all you gotta do.
Right. So there was a kid. I don't have the picture with me now, but there was a young boy who dressed up as T'Challa. I think just before his death, actually. A young little white boy. And his parents didn't feel the need to darken his skin, and he was T'Challa. He was T'Challa. What's the problem?
Yeah. Look at him. Oh,
do you know what I mean?
Little white prince. Look at him.
That's
having the energy, having the ideas that character has. That's enough, right? Why are you needing to blackface? I see it a lot because I'm friends with a lot of cosplayers of color. And it comes up so much, especially with French cosplayers, especially with some European cosplayers, where like they make like prosthetics to look like black or brown people.
And I'm like, that's scary, mate. Wow.
Yeah, Gaki no Tasaki. That's the comedy show that I watch every year. Gaki no Tasaki. It's fucking hilarious, but they did blackface, so I'm never watching it again.
It's bizarre, and I'm like, why do you not? And then also, like, if people are coming up to you saying like, "Yo, this offends me and makes me feel uncomfortable. Could you not?" But you still do it anyway.
And then they down. They're done
exactly.
They're done out.
Exactly.
White privilege in a fucking standstill. You're like, okay, so I've told you this upsets me, this offends me. You're still doing it anyway because you know you can wash it off tomorrow.
That's the thing. Like, you can pick and choose when you like, as soon as it gets a little bit hot for you, you can wash off and it's fine. That's the only problem I have. I don't have a problem with people playing this person, that person. You know, like we come across this concept in theatre all the time. Why is so-and-so playing that and they're not even? Why is so-and-so playing Hamlet and Hamlet's not? You know, all that. I'm very much for everybody playing everybody as long as it's an even playing field. And at the minute, it's not. So
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's really ain't.
Yeah. All right. So we're moving on to. All right. So we've gone from black anime characters, and a comment that came up was even if a character or a black character is not typically depicted, often we are represented in the voice acting. Now this came up for me, and I didn't even know this. Saf, you probably knew this because you know this is your bag. I don't know how you are, Holly, on Avatar, but this came up, and I was like, "Yo, Serena Williams is Ming." Yo, guys. Yeah, she did. So apparently she came back. Tell me about it. Thank you, Kerry. Looking legit. Thank you, Kim. Appreciate you. So tell me. So I know Jaden Smith is what's his name there? He voices a character.
Neo Yoko.
Yeah, that's it. And Serena voices Ming, and there's another guy from who's Rufio, Saf? Rufio guy.
Dante Basco.
So Dante Basco's got a Twitch stream called Honor Society, and one of the voice actors on there is a black guy that does loads of stuff. So yeah, so we even if we are represented as the villain and we might look like a fish or whatever it is, there are a lot of black voice actors typically playing the villain because of dark, deep, raspy sounds, I guess. But yeah. I guess you probably know more about that than me, Saf. Voice actors.
it's getting better. My experience is that there aren't enough of our own playing our own. Purely because they don't want to look.
Yeah.
Like companies are lazy. They've got the talent that they work with and they constantly go back to them, which is fair enough. But when they're hiring,
it's boring after a while. It's so boring to see the same faces.
Like,
especially in this company that you like, and you're like, oh my god, it's that person that you saw 5 times.
Yeah.
And then they're playing the same character. Yeah.
I'm fucking sorry. Y'all need to just stretch it a little bit because half the cast of Critical Role.
In
half the cast of fucking Funimation.
I know,
like,
but I love him. He's great in it. He's great.
Someone mentioned Steven Universe. Big up that person.
Yeah, no, that's me saying my
They're-
favourite cartoon voice acting diversity is Steven Universe. I don't know voice actors. Let me just go Google while these lot chat about what I go on, because me not know some.
But it's like it's getting there. But there's certain companies that will obviously make the effort, and there's other companies that just won't like get at it. Like we're here. We're fucking here. That's part
I
of
was
what I'm
about
doing.
theatre, you know, Saf, for a second. That's what I was like, I'm seeing the same face in the same company. Oh, you're talking about
Holly,
theatre.
don't talk to me about theatre. Fuck me. I've been an actor for 20 years. I'm over it, girl.
No more.
But like, I'm glad.
If so-and-so plays so-and-so one more fucking time.
I'm gone.
It's bizarre. But like, I think there's like, I know that I've made a bit of a break for myself because I'm lighter skin. Like
Yeah.
I'm lighter skin. I'm a lighter skinned Desi girl. And even though I'm Indian, there are still people out there who are dead ass be like, you don't really look Indian, you don't sound Indian, but I am Indian. What do you want me to tell you? Like I am. I'm not even mixed race. I am. But it's when you're not sticking to their idea of what we are. That they're like, ooh, that's a bit scary. Let me just hire a white guy that sounds exactly like what you should sound like. When they're like, do an Indian accent, I'm like, well, I am Indian and I have an accent. What do you want me to do? And they're like, no, they want you to speak like Apple from the Quickie Mart. Like that's what they want you to sound like.
My best friend, Stephen Hu. Hi, Stephen Hu. He's mixed race Chinese, but does not look mixed race at all. And he often has to go into auditions, and they all often want him to do the Chinese accent, and you know he's from Croydon. He's from Croydon.
Croydon.
He's from Croydon. So
See, that's the thing. I'm from
Biscuit,
East London.
that's not
It's like-
Holly. Holly is in Safiyya's place, and Safiyya's in Holly's place.
Innit?
Zoom fucked up, so Biscuit's saying Saf putting on the Apu accent. Yeah. I hear you.
That is true.
But that's just how it is, isn't it? It's like I'm like, so what do you mean Indian accent? And they're like, oh, you know. And even when I go into
And which
auditions,
part
they're
of
like,
India, like?
yeah, they're like, you don't really look Indian. I'm like, but I am. Is it because I have blue eyes? And they're like, no, it's just because you're a bit, I don't know, you're a bit different. I'm like, what do you mean different, bruv? Like, my siblings some of my siblings look like the stereotypical Indians, but I have got blue eyes and lighter skin and wavy hair. What do you want me to do? And then they're like, hey, you're a bit exotic, and I've been hired because of my ethnic ambiguity.
Of course, and we have to
exactly.
speak to that actually. Like, I cannot say that, you know, as a light skin mixed race person that I don't have privilege. Of course, I've got privilege. Absolutely got privilege. I mean, just name, in terms of the acting world, just name one dark-skinned black actor from the north. Just one. Anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody in the chat, name one dark-skinned black actor from the north. You can't. Because there are none.
Lenny.
I mean, there are, of course there are actors, but there are not, they are not in the...
I said Lenny Henry.
Oh, yeah.
He's Midlands, he's not north.
Oh,
he does not count.
damn.
He's Birmingham,
Where's
it does
he
not
from?
count. Birmingham, it does not count.
Oh, don't count.
Does not count.
It's Birmingham in the Midlands.
Yes, girl.
Yeah.
It's 2 hours away from here.
No, we'll figure out something.
But yeah. So like, yeah, we do have privilege. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
100%.
All right. So what we're talking about now? Yeah, I just wanted to mention LaShawn Thomas. We've mentioned Noir Caesar is the black anime studio that are now in Japan. The new black anime studio that are now in Japan. Big up to y'all. Bat. All right, so I've got a little clip, and this clip is from Chuck Collins, also known as Bounce Comic on Twitter. So Chuck made this 13 years ago, right? This is you can catch the full episode on YouTube, and this is a black creator who created an anime 13 years ago and was told that this is too urban for us. Excuse me, the gin. This is too urban for us, it's not going anywhere. But I just really want to show what this guy was creating 13 years ago. And if he'd been invested in 13 years ago, what he would have made now. So let me bring up. This is called Dread Society X. Here we go.
Don't be simple, Azakan. We must survive and rebuild this world. We are the final step in human evolution. We must take our place at the top of the food chain. Nothing else matters. Why fight me? Is it because your parents were killed? Aza, if those things didn't happen, you would not be here today. It has all led you to this moment. It has led you to a point of mental, physical, spiritual enlightenment that no human has ever reached. It has brought you close to God. You should be thanking me.
Aza, embrace this moment.
Always know that we are eternal, and all this pain is nothing but an illusion.
So that was Dread Society X. You can catch
That was
him
sick.
on YouTube. Yeah, somebody's put in the chat that was 13 years ago. Can you imagine if he'd been invested in 13 years ago, what he'd be doing now? I mean, he's still a creator, but I'm saying for that particular series.
That was
So yeah,
amazing.
go hit him up on YouTube, Twitter. He is Bounce Comic on Twitter. Hold tight to you, Chuck. Thank you for letting me show that clip. Yeah, amazing black anime creator. Sick. Biscuit
Really
saying
good.
wavy. All right, so now we're getting into spooky times. Let me give a little horror. Spooky times. All right, here we go. So horror anime. Oh, we're in my bag. Biscuit, like I told you the other day, this is my bag. Here we go. All right. So let's get rid of Dread Society. Horror anime. What have we got? So this is my list for scary horror anime. So my first pick, anytime anybody says, what's a good horror anime? Shiki. I always say Shiki. Shiki's hard to find. It only did one series, but it is fucking amazing. It's beautiful. The soundtrack's beautiful. It's about vampires. Death Parade we talked about the other night on Biscuit Stream. Dorohedoro, Saf, you know how much I love Dorohedoro. Don't see. I'll show you her face in a minute. We can't see her face, but I'll show you her face. She doesn't care about it. Corpse Party, which. Yo, Holly. Corpse Party. Come on. All right, we've got Soul Station, which is basically Train to Busan before Train to Busan even existed. Castlevania, Requiem from the Darkness, Psychic Detective Yakumo. We've got Ghost Hunt. I know people are going to be like, Ghost Hunt? Yes, Ghost Hunt. We've got Yami Shabai. We've got Jujutsu Kaisen, which is only just started. It's only in its first few episodes, but it's fucking brilliant. Oh, it's so good. We've got the Itu Junji collection, which is just basically loads of short stories that are really creepy. We've got another Helsing for our girl Leander. We've got Wicked City, which is weird as fuck. And Promised Neverland.
No!
Oh wait, we've got more. This is the less scary collection, but still classed as horror. I don't know why. We've got Tokyo Ghoul, which is amazing, but I don't think it's a horror. It's more mecha. If anybody's seen season 3 of Tokyo Ghoul, why is Tokyo Ghoul tend to listen? Biscuit, chill. I'm waiting. It's here. Parasite's here. But I don't class Parasite as a horror. Ghost stories, and I know everyone's gonna be like ghost stories again, but it's funny. It's funny. Yokai Apartment is cool. It's more slice of life, but it's still kind of like horror-ish. Parasite, Death Note, Black Butler, Devilman Crybaby, and Mononoke. Actually, I love Mononoke. So guys, tell me, any of those that you've seen that you would recommend? Or Ben Beats Game, the greatest dub of all time. You'd better not be talking about Ghost Hunt, because if you're talking about Ghost Hunt or Black Butler, I'm going to ban you. I'm going to ban you right now.
Wait, Black Butler's banging. Are you mad?
No, the dub, Saf, the dub of Black Butler. The dub.
Yeah, the dub.
Oh, get out.
No.
That's
your story itself, mate.
Ben Beats Game, it's the same actor. You know it's the same actor, right? That's doing this. Oh, get out right now.
Corpse Party, that was a madness. The game was a madness. The anime was a madness. That was just wrong. That was wrong. Whoever thought it would be a good idea to make a fucking anime out of the most heart-wrenching, awkward,
Corpse Party,
awful, that game was mad.
Corpse Party,
that was
mad. I think there's only like 4 or 5 episodes, maybe 6, I don't know, maybe a push.
That's like 6 or 7 with that one. That took the mic. That should have just been like a film or something done, if not never even been made.
That
game was traumatic.
That
game was traumatic.
Yeah,
mate. You know that bit, that bit we get those letters, and you're like, don't read all the letters. You know, I'm like, fuck off with that. I'm gonna read all the letters. And then the first letter's nasty. The second one's even worse. The third one's about the fucking eyeballs. That was grim. The last letter, you read the filthiness on that letter, and then next week they get yeeted by someone. Nah, I was like, PSP in the game. No, bin that game. Bin it.
Bin the anime as well. No, don't bin the anime. The anime is disturbed, and I am a disturbed character, and I love it.
That was just
it's disgusting.
The bit with their tongue. I couldn't hold scissors.
It's twisted. It's twisted. Corpse Party. If you're wanting a scary like twist, I would say that's probably the worst. Yeah,
now, if you want to really upset if you really, really want to upset yourself this year, if you really, really want to make an awful 2020 out of this year, I highly recommend for you to watch Corpse Party and play the freaking games.
I'm good. Thank you, though.
If you want juju in your life, if you want bad juju in your life, want juju. Go. You want that? You want bad spirits? That's it. Go to that one. That is yours. Is yours.
I love it. Invite me. I love
Don't be like coming to me. Don't be coming to me.
But it's freaky. Like when you watch some of this shit. I mean, somebody said about I can't. It's further in the chat now. But the reason I made 2 lists is because for me, there's like one traditionally Halloweeny horror style genre, and then there's like psychological thriller kind of action.
That was all of it.
Corpse Party is proper twisted, like twisted out of its mind, sickening. Like
I believe you.
Yeah,
I believe you.
Filthy.
So any of those that you've seen, like Death Parade, have you seen Death Parade, Dorohedoro, Saf? You know I love Saf.
No, I love them.
Do you know what Saf said to me when I told her I watched Dorohedoro? She was like, it's whack. I was like, get out.
Fucking whack, dude. I hated it.
I love Biscuit, can you hear how she's talking about our anime? Please tell her about it now. Biscuit's like, wow.
Whack.
Soul Station. Anybody seen Soul Station? I know.
That one where you described it sounds sick. I want to watch that.
Yeah, so Soul Station is Korean. It's not Japanese. It's a Korean. It's a Korean anime, but it is literally Train to Busan before Train to Busan existed. It's about zombies, but it's more than just a zombie anime. It's so good. I mean, it's Korean, and you know how they make their movies, and that's the same way they make their anime. It's wavy.
That sounds sick.
And yeah. So,
also, how come did you put Monster on the list?
Do you know what? Monster came up, but do you know why I didn't?
That's more thriller though, kind of.
Yeah, no. Holly, Monster is up there, but because I've not seen it personally, I can't talk about it. So if you've seen it, tell us.
Okay,
Mate, it's mad.
Tell us.
So basically, right, so it's like this, I swear he's German, it's like this German, like, doctor type of thing. And what happens is, like, he's doing very well, he's got a nice, like, fiance, got a cushy job. And then what happens is, like, a mayor comes into a hospital and also a child. And both of them are, like, severely injured or they're about to, like, pass away. So then the doctors basically has to choose which one to save. And so his boss is like, you got to save the mayor because we need this money that the mayor's going to give us to look after the hospital. But then he's like, it's a boy, you know what I mean? Let me save the boy. So he does the decision that he feels is right, but then it spirals and then leads into like many mad things happening after that. But it's like really slow. It takes a long time to actually get into it. It's kind of like Made in Abyss, like that type
It's got
of slow.
massive reviews. Like the reviews are like back.
It's so good.
Someone saying Ben Beats Game saying Monster is a solid psychological thriller drama, slow paced but worth watching. Yeah, I've just never got round to it. Yeah, I need to.
Exactly.
I need to.
It takes time, but it's so good.
Not Nice Me saying I recommend Mononoke. Oh, I love Mononoke. Not Nice Me. So I put it off for so long because of the animation style. The animation style is like you took an acid trip. It's very colourful and it's very all in your face and it's very like. But I finally got down to watch a couple of episodes and I'm like, this is my bag, man. This is my bag. I love it. So out of the horror anime, who or any anime for Halloween, what would you guys recommend? I'm recommending Shiki. I'm recommending Dorohedoro. I don't give a shit, Saf. And I'm recommending Corpse Party. Any from you guys?
Devilman Crybaby.
I love Devilman Crybaby.
Hell yeah.
It's so
that is
weird.
good.
It's so weird.
That is good.
Oh, look at Saf's face.
That one.
Look at Saf's face.
I'm going to be cheeky.
If Leander was here, she'd be agreeing with Saf. She'd be like, get out, you two, get out.
Trust that one, that one. Obviously Monster, because that one's sick. And you know what, just for like maybe like a little thriller, I would suggest Erased. I would go for that one.
Do you know what?
Just to round it up nicely, you know what I mean? You get like a little bit like a quirky bit of a horror.
Erased was
you
good.
get like
And there's a live action version of that which is not terrible. So
it's all right. It's all right. And also the director for like Devilman Crybaby is really, really good. And he did like, what was it? I would even say this one as well, like Japan Sinks 2020.
Oh,
like,
don't get me started.
Like it wasn't supposed to be a horror film, but because of this year,
tell us,
it's not a horror.
So me and Leander watched it, right? And I'm like, this pissed me the fuck off. Leander's like, why has it pissed you off? Because my heart, man, my heart.
I'm like, this shit, I don't need to any more of this shit.
Anyway, episode,
heartbreak.
Everything.
Every episode is like, what the hell?
Literally. No. Have you seen it yet, Sav?
She's not seen it because I've been like,
I can't say too much. But you know what's really interesting? You know what's really interesting about it? It really touches on, talks about like Japanese culture and traditions, especially for generations and people. That was sick. The way there's a scene in it, and obviously they.
Do you mean the rapping scene? Like, the rapping scene.
One, the rapping scene, but also the boat scene. But obviously, can't say too much that was very good.
No.
That was super interesting because they looked into like the treatment of dual citizenship. Japanese
because
people.
in Japan Sinks, the young boy is mixed heritage. His mum's Filipino Japanese and his dad's Japanese, and I mentioned that
exactly. That was really interesting, and also like the type of casting as well. You also had like an English character in it as well, and then you also had like, what was it? But he was like
the Australian guy, whatever it is.
That was it. Yeah, it was really good, really interesting how they did that.
That was a ride and a half. Saf, what are your picks?
Heartbreak. I'm good.
Oh my god, it was mad. It was mad.
What are your picks, Saf, for Halloween? What are your picks for Halloween?
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really watched that many horror anime.
It's all right. What are your picks? Any picks? It's fine. It's cool. Not everybody's into horror.
Neverland. Watch it. Watch The Promised Neverland and then read it.
Beautiful Ariza.
In this, that I'm going straight into the cam. Go on.
And then cry.
That's not contact. That's not contact. Promised Neverland. Promised Neverland. Yeah.
I'm gonna get that. Go.
Yeah. Promised Neverland. Any more? Two more.
don't watch the Junjo Ito dub.
I've never seen the dub. I've never seen the dub.
Whack! It's on it's on the fucking shit Funimation app.
Oh, okay.
Find the Japanese sub if you can, because oh my god, the dub is shit. I'm trying to think. I'm pretty shit at all this, because to be honest, I'm one of those people, like, I watch so much horror, not a lot gets to me.
Yeah.
So when it does, I'm like, oh shit.
Same. It's weird. I can watch horror films all day long, but I can't play horror games. I'm playing Phasmophobia after this, guys. I can't.
You know, I don't mind playing a horror game. I really don't, because I know it's fake. I'm like, I don't mind, as long as I've got some music going on in the background. I feel alright. It's fine. Oh no, I don't mind a good horror. Obviously, you know what? I played. I got a mashup one night, and I played. Resident Evil, but like
get out.
Like an idiot. Like an idiot. No, it was good though. It was good.
No.
Ben Beat's game was playing the new Amnesia earlier, and the lead voice actress is my video game mentor.
Oh, sick!
They're like, I wasn't actually watching him play Amnesia because I was like, no, I'm too scared.
Yeah.
They're
all talking about was it One Piece filler bark in the chat? That was good. No, I was saying, I thought it said arc. Sorry, I had a little bit too much alcohol.
I'm due to play Amnesia on Saturday. I'm shook. Biscuit, I've got a bone to pick with you. Biscuit, while I'm remembering I'm gonna pick the bone right now. Yo, you got me to pay £16 for the damn Friday the 13th thing. I can't play that game, you know. Why is it making me be Jason? I can't be Jason. I don't want to be Jason. I love Jason Voorhees, he's my husband, but I don't want to be Jason. I want to be the counselor. So I paid £16 to play the damn game, and I'm upset. I'm upset about that. I'm upset about it. I'm really upset about it. All right, so moving on to, before we do the quiz, we're coming up to the quiz, guys, so make sure you're following, because if you're not following, you cannot win this prize. Hold on, where's this prize? Where's the prize? One of these prizes, the Nun or Dracula Vlad Tepes. You must be following to be in with a chance of winning. Before we get to the quiz, we're going to quickly move on to... Say again, Saf?
I was like, is Fedorfin still here? That's Lewis.
Fedorfin was here. Fedorfin, please be here.
Be here!
Here's in the chat. Here's up in the chat. We're moving quickly on to... Go on. Were you going to say something?
Nothing.
Oh. Afro-Caribbean folklore. Okay.
Yeah.
Or POC folklore. It doesn't have to be Afro-Caribbean. It's Black History Month, so that's why I'm like Afro-Caribbean folklore, whatever. So I've got a story from my dad's island. I'm going to try and get through it as quick as possible. So my dad is from a Caribbean island called Dominica. It's not the Dominican Republic. It's two totally different islands. Dominican Republic speaks Spanish. We speak French. Or Quail. And I say we, and I mean my dad, because my dad never taught me, so I'm going to be saying words that I don't know how to say. So on the island, there are, like, a lot of folk tales, like there are on many islands. One of them is Lugarus, or Lugawu, which is a male witch, or Sukyon, which is a female witch. And they trade with the devil for special powers, flying, turning into a firefly, shape-shifting, spells. There's another thing called Jumbies. Jumbies is basically like a dead evil spirit, like a jinn, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
All right. So this is, I'm going to try and go as fast as possible. This story is ridiculous, but you have to understand, these people believe this like this is true. Okay. So here we go. This is from Corinne E. Bergins, and I found it on Dominican News Online. Here we go. Now Christmas was right around the corner, and holiday spirit lived in everyone. The small village was brimming with excitement and the usual last-minute hustle and bustle that goes with the season. The sweet aroma of freshly baked homemade bread, black cake, ham, ginger beer, sorrel lingered in the air, sending everyone giddy with joy and anticipation, setting the mood. Mr. Etienne the butcher was busy doing his thing, supplying the village with fresh meat, smoked ham, all that good stuff. Some were busy slapping on fresh coats of paint, buying new linoleum, living room furniture, or putting up new curtains leading up to Christmas Eve. Mado, the village loudmouth, sat on her step doing her weekly washing, and of course she just had to be heard. "We papa, ebese oswaye tutsukyon de word. But I hope they lusty too for them." I don't know what that means. Here we go. She loudly remarked, making reference to the fact that it was Christmas Eve and that almost everyone was making plans to attend midnight mass. Most people just ignored Mado instead of getting into it with her. Mado lived with her aging grandmother Ma Kiki for as long as anyone could remember. As a child, she was the neighborhood terror and made every other children's lives a living hell as she teased and taunted them mercilessly. She never got reprimanded, so she grew up to be a total nuisance who just needed to be up in everyone's business and no one knew hers. Bottom line, she was just totally out of control and a hot mess. Later that evening, one could hear the consistent banging of dominoes. Any Caribbean person knows how loud dominoes are. Somewhere in the distance at Mr. Tony's bar, along with the raised, half-drunken voices of the players attempting to sing along with the lively, upbeat Christmas songs. No matter what, everyone looked forward to the midnight mass, even if they never went to church during the year. The small church filled with somber silence. Hold on. Let me get my sound effects, yo. The small church filled with a somber silence. Broken only by the soft patter of the rain on the walls and windows. The gold surface surrounding the small altar glinted in the candlelight, sending an eerie glow over everything. The congregation trickled in slowly, taking their seats, and everyone dressed to the nines. The beautiful Christmas service could be described as unstructured and unpredictable, with strong fiery sermons following by calm and peaceful moments of reflection as time passed. Suddenly, there was a big commotion in the entrance of the church. Everyone craned their necks to see what was causing the ruckus. Father King stopped the service and looked up to see a familiar face, very elegantly dressed, processing in slowly. Wow. What a sight to behold. This was the most beautiful dress anyone had ever seen. And this was razzle dazzle to the fullest. An evil presence surrounding the person in the dress. A hidden energy swept through the church, and some members of the congregation experienced dizzy spells. It was clear that a huge spiritual battle was going on between Father King and the lady in the dress. In a voice of authority, he addressed the woman by name. "Patora! You are an abomination. Begone, vile servant of Satan, back to the bowels of hell from whence you came." But she came closer to the priest. Patora turned out to be none other than Ma Kiki, Mado's grandmother. This woman had taken Sukyo to a whole new different level and gone international. Ma Kiki had no shame in her game. She was simply rocking that dress with pride. She was one bold thief. She was the big Sukyon who had flown to England and stolen the Queen's dress. Yes, that Queen. Everyone was shocked by the look on Mado's face. It was priceless. She hung her head in embarrassment and flittingly glanced into the eyes of the fellow villagers who had taken can't say that. From time to time, and tables were turned, and she could almost hear what was going through her mind. Wow, Mado, always quick to m'appuiser mo ebese okiki pilju kaka abakabong opu shugone. Can't say that. Table trembling with anger at the audacity of the lady, the priest continued, "Vile servant of Satan, remove your presence from the house of the Lord. Take the Queen's dress back." And with that, he was sprinkling holy water in front of Ma Kiki. He made a circle around her and continued to sprinkle holy water and chanted some prayers in Latin, and he made the sign of the cross. Makiki stood still as Father King sprinkled her with holy water. The dress started letting off smoke, and the stench of burning flesh permeated the atmosphere. Makiki started screaming and cowering in pain. It was horrible. Father King continued, and opening the big altar Bible, he read Psalm 23. And after he went on to read further revelations, I'm a heathen. What was supposed to be a beautiful traditional midnight mass turned out to be a horror show with a sukyong. Hold on, with a sukyong. Kiki was taken to Princess Margaret Hospital and put in isolation. Now, how did Father King know that Makiki was wearing the Queen's dress was a mystery beyond comprehension. So this is a story from my dad's island about this witch. This is a big story around the island about this witch who flew to England, overnight and stole the Queen's dress.
That's extra.
Yo, these people, they believe it. They believe she flew to England and stole the Queen's dress.
Okay.
So, any of you know any folklore or tales from your cultures? Come.
I got one. So this is actually one that my nana used to tell me when I was a kid, and she used to tell my mum this as well. So basically, right? So I'm Ghanaian, so I'm half Ghanaian, half Burmese. So this is from my mum's side. My mum's side's Ghanaian. So basically, my nana was telling me when she was a kid, and she said it very much like, so when she was a kid, basically there was like a town just off of Accra. And to get to this town, you actually have to cross some wetland. And at a certain point, for like 1 hour every 3 o'clock afternoon type of thing, the wetland would then fill up with water. It would turn into like a marshland type of thing. So it's quite wet. So, you know, you can walk through it basically, but it's very wet. But you would advise not to do so. So schools would close around 1 o'clock, so the kids can go home and they can leave. So they can get home before the 3 o'clock catchment sort of time. So my nana was telling me about a girl in their village, and they finished school around 1 o'clock or so. But my nana and her friend were a bit naughty, so they had to stay behind. My nana managed to like sneak out and left her friend behind, but her friend left later on. But she missed the catchment time. So she was actually walking into the marshlands and around 3 o'clock when it's not allowed. So she was walking through and she thought she was quite lost. But even though it was like a normal type of walk home, and she's aware of certain landmarks or certain land specifics around the area, she was still quite lost because she's never entered the marshlands when it was wet before. And as she was walking around, she then sees 2 women. So one woman is holding a barrel of water, like a bucket type of thing, but it's like a clay bucket of water. The other one has got angry face and she's holding clothes, and she is grimacing and her face gets angrier and angrier, whereas the one holding the clay, her face gets much more softer, much more pleasant. So the girl is interrupted by the 2 women, and the woman who's getting quite angry and quite aggressive stays silent, whereas the woman who's quite smiling and quite, you know, pleasant, she says to the young girl, "What are you doing here? Why are you here at this time?" And the young girl's like, "Oh, I've just finished school. I need to go home. I'm quite lost." Then the woman who was standing in the water then said, "To leave, you need to walk along the stones. If you walk along the stones, you'll go home and you'll be able to find your mum, you'll be fine." So the girls end up walking on stones, and then as the girl was turning around to say thank you to the lady, the woman whispered back, "Don't turn around, keep walking straight forward." She was like, "Don't turn around." The girl had to keep walking straight forward and she wasn't allowed to turn around. So she was that's jokes. Yeah, that's
my God. Thank you, Sakati, for the host.
Jokes.
Oh God, perfect timing. All right, go.
So as she's walking across the rocks, the rocks are quite dry. They weren't, they weren't wet, which she found quite surprising. but they were quite hard, so they were ripping into her shoes. So she managed to walk back onto dry land on her way back home, and as she went into a village, everyone who saw her stopped and stared at her and were in shock, and they were like, "What are you doing? Like, you're alive, you're here." And the girl said, "Yes, I walked through the marshlands." And she was greeted by her mother, and her mother refused to hold her in her arms. And she was like, "You're alive?" And the girl said, "Yes, I went home from school." And they had to take the girl to the elder, to the village elder. And the girl had to explain the story about the marshlands. And then the village elder sat down with her and said, "You are very lucky to be alive because you were greeted by the mummy water spirits." So mummy water is a West African folklore for merwomen or mermaids. Yeah.
Well, that's where mermaids came from. That's it, yeah.
Trust. They're not necessarily like West African, mostly East African. Like they're mostly based around like ancient Syria. That's where the stories came from. But they travelled from like, ancient Syria down to like Nigeria, then to Ghana. So it's the mummy water stories. So there were two spirits. One spirit was quite kind and nurturing. So that's gentle water. The other one is treacherous water. So the one who was quite fair and really sweet and pleasant, that's a nurturing spirit, the one that would help the girl, guide her. But if she was met by the other woman, she would have been killed. So they normally come to the wetlands to wash their clothes, and they're not supposed to be interrupted by humans, because if they were interrupted, they would have claimed them and brought them into the marshes, and they would never been seen again. So that's why the girl was told not to turn around. She was turned around, she would have been grabbed by the angry spirit, because they were sisters. She couldn't restrain her for that much, but she was restraining her. And the mad thing about it was, when the girl who was actually going through the story wasn't actually the girl in the school, because that girl actually disappeared. No one realised that the girl was actually she was gone, and then the girl who was actually walking in her place with my grandmother.
No.
I'm sorry.
That's when I was like, Nana, you are telling me the maddest story. I'm going to bed.
Holy water.
I'm going to bed. That was our ghost story. My Nana loved ghost stories, so that's what she used to tell us. Yeah.
Oh,
that's a joke. I was like, what? I literally enjoyed that story until my Nana said, "Oh yeah," and then it was me. You know when you hear those awkward stories,
no.
Oh wow, that was amazing. And then at the end, it was all my doing, and I'm like, yeah, I'm done now. I'm fed up. Like, close the laptop.
No, I'm cool. No, it's okay. I didn't need to know that.
Saf, you got one, Saf? Come on, scare us to death. Scare us. I've got sound effects
Do
here.
you think I can follow up from that? I'm still shitting myself.
Come on, I brought the Queen's dress. Anything goes.
No, do you know what's fun? Is when I tell I was talking to Ben Beats Game about this earlier. We're talking about jinns.
Yeah.
And we believe that jinns are just spirits who aren't human. And they're not ghosts, but they're spirits. And they sort of live in the world between heaven and hell. Not purgatory, but they sort of like live in the realm where they're not actually human, but they're more sort of spirits. And I remember telling my best friend about them when we were younger, because she used to leave her door open. And I used to say, jinns can live in your doorway.
Not in the crack. Oh no.
Yeah. No. So she messaged me a few months ago, and she was like, "Saf, I close my doors all the time because of you." And I was like, "Why?" She said, "Remember when you stayed over my house when you were 14 and you told me that jinns live in the doorway? Ever since then, I closed the door."
Yeah, but it's true. Like, I don't care. I'm a big woman, but I will not have a crack in the door. You're mad for something to be just like, people get out.
They're like jinns. Quite friendly, but there are jinns who are jealous of humans.
Say that again. We had an alert.
No, that's okay. So like there are jinns who are like very pleasant spirits. They're just like they are very okay with existing in the realm where they're just spirits. But there are also jinns who are jealous of human existence and human body form, and they would try to take over humans, and it would usually be a point of weakness, like usually mentally or spiritually. They would take over the human body. And I remember telling Like I don't remember telling my friend this when we were younger, but apparently I did, and I scared the shit out of
That stayed
my
with her
white
forever.
friend.
Forever,
My
ever.
white friend Emily. I scarred her for life.
Yeah. I love it. All right, now is the time. Now is the time, y'all. Quiz time. Quiz time. All right. So how we're gonna make noise? Though we're just gonna shout out. We're just shouting out the answers. Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, this is not. Yeah. Come on, Saf. Come on. Holly, you're gonna have to just shout out Holly, like, because she will.
What if I find something on my phone, like a little jingle?
Whatever you need, but trust me, that none of it matters because she will just shout.
All right, never mind. Oh God,
she will
I'm
just
probably
shout
just
out
gonna
the answer,
lose.
so don't worry about formalities.
I may not
All right,
win.
chat. If you want to play, the quiz, if you want to be in the chance to win one of these amazing items here, the Nun or Drac, depending on which the panel wants. You have to be following the channel now. Follow the channel now. Okay, Follow us. Here we go. So let me bring up the quiz. And if you're on my channel, you'll see it says Quiz Kit in the chat. Click on Quiz Kit. I'm just gonna click on Tanimaniacs.
Wait, in the chat, in our chat,
on the stream chat. Yep.
I can't see it.
No, Holly, you don't need to do it because you'll be there on a delay. They're on a delay. Don't you worry about it. So, Holly, how it works is I will read out the question and then I will read out 4 answers. You have to wait. Saf, you know this already. You have to wait for the 4 answers to be read before you can shout out the answer. Okay.
Okay.
But I mean, just do whatever she does because she just does what she wants. All right, here we go.
Absolutely.
All right, so starting quiz chat. If you want to win the thing, here we go. It says working on it. All right, here we go. Sending rules to the players. Tanimaniacs Kawaii Creatures quiz. Yeah. Let's get some. Okay, here we go. Start game. All right. Name the famous Japanese horror manga artist. Toyo Ito, Shirio Ito, Junji Ito, Ito Hirobumi.
Junji Ito.
Saf got that one.
I knew I was gonna get that one.
Come on, Holly. Come on. It's all right.
I'm trying.
Don't worry.
Okay.
I see she's right. Waiting for players in the chat. Come on, chat.
I'm gonna say B.
The answer was C. Junji
Sweet.
Ito.
I should have said your one.
Reveal answer, Junji Ito. Okay. Whoever said Shiori Ito, sorry about that. Okay. We have to wait for the damn thing. It's long. It didn't let me click. Not nice me. It's okay. You can try next. All right, next question. In Death Note, what is Ryuk? Shogun, Shonen, Shinigami, Origami.
Shinigami.
Hey! Hey!
Yes, Holly.
It's 1-1.
Imagine if I got that wrong, yeah? Imagine if I got that wrong. Now we got dash. We got dash.
1-0. All right, waiting for the audience. All right, waiting for players. This quiz. Twitch, you need to create a quicker quiz because this is long. Shinigami, everybody got that right. I'm proud of y'all, chat. I'm proud of y'all. All right, next question. Next question. To the death. Here we go. Hold on. Next question. Question is, in Hocus Pocus, what is the name of the talking cat? Salem, Haru, Simba, Thackeray Binks.
Salem.
In Hocus Pocus, what is the name of the talking cat? Salem, Haru, Simba, Thackeray Binks.
Salem. No.
And I've also typed that, like, the chat know the answer because I've typed in the whole answer, but you both got that wrong. So no.
Hey.
In Hocus Pocus, the name of the cat, the talking cat, is Thackeray Binks.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's Sabrina. Oh,
yes,
fuck.
and I've typed Sabrina in the damn answer online. So whoever typed, and 2 people got that wrong. How dare you? Next.
How dare you?
That's jokes. I ain't serious.
Next. In Ryan Murphy's unsettling Netflix series Ratched, starring Sarah Paulson, what is it inspired by? Which novel is it inspired by?
Oh,
Frankenstein,
I know this one.
The Haunting of Hill House, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, The Turn of the Screw.
What flew over the cuckoo's nest?
Oh, Holly!
Oh, I heard it.
Come
Selling
on.
trailer, innit? Selling trailer.
Come on. Come on. People in the chat are like, I'm going to have to guess. You need to step your horror game up, chat. It's Halloween. All right. 3 people got Haunting of Hill House. 1 person got Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. 1 person got Turn of the Screw. Okay. Next question. I'm so sorry. It takes a while. It takes a while, guys. All right. Okay. Next question. In the film adaptation of Roald Dahl's The Witches, Angelica Houston's Grand High Witch plans to turn children into what? Mice, dogs, cats, rats.
Mice.
Rats.
Holly got it right. Saf, come on. I'm rooting for you.
What do you mean? You should be happy I'm not winning.
I know, but still. Kane, get out. How dare you, Kane? Kane said rats. Kane, out the door.
I said rats too. Sorry, man.
6 people said mice, 2 people said rats. All right, come on, next one. Okay, hold on. Next question is, Halloween is also known as All Hallows Eve, but what is another name for Hallows? Holes, devils, saints, spirits.
Devils. Ooh.
Saf said devils, Holly said spirits. We will wait and see. That was the right answer, Saf, with the horn, not the devils. No, not the devils with the horn.
Oh, it's not.
With the sad horn. With the sad horn, the actual answer is saints. Hallows is another name for saints. Yeah.
Is it?
So tonight. Oh, sorry, not tomorrow. Halloween is All Hallows Eve, and the day after is All Saints Day.
Okay.
What is the name of a ghost responsible for physical disturbances such as loud noises and objects being moved? Casper, Wraith, Spectre, Poltergeist.
Poltergeist.
Saf got that
Both
one.
said it. Oh, no. That's not okay. Go on, Saf.
Saf got that one. Come on. We are now 3-2 to Holly. Come on, Saf, you can get it back. We've got 3. Hey, girl. We're on question 8, so there's a chance to win. All right, it's anybody's game. 6 people got a poltergeist. Nice, guys. Nice in the chat. Next question. What is the name for a goat? Oh, no. Yo, come on. Reading the same thing out. What is a vegetable originally carved to create a jack-o'-lantern before pumpkin became the Halloween vegetable? What that vegetable? Watermelon, parsnip, turnip, potato.
Turnip.
Potato. Oh, fuck. Got it wrong.
Hey, Canadics! Welcome to the stream. Canadics, you've still got a chance to. Well, maybe just jump in. Saf got that right. Turnip is right. Turnip is right. It is 3-all, chat. It is 3-all. Let me give a horn. It is 3-all, and it is anybody's game. Okay, where's the damn thing? I've lost my questions. All right. Hold on. The next question is. 7 people got turnip. One person got potato. What's up, Kinetics? All right. Next one is. Question 9 is anybody's game. Here we go. And the question is, finish the name of the anime series. Tokyo Goblin, Tokyo Ghoul, Tokyo Ghost, Tokyo Grinch.
Tokyo Ghoul!
Oh, Holly!
Yes!
Saf!
What?
I need you to try harder!
I said at the same time!
No, man, I got first.
She said Ghoul! She said you said Tokyo!
Go!
Alright. It is Ghoul. Everybody got Ghoul. Nice chat. Nice in the chat. Last and final question. Make it count.
Oh, my head. Okay.
All right. Come on. We got this. On which historical figure was Bram Stoker's Dracula said to have been based? Brad the Inhaler, Chad the Impaler, Vlad the Impaler, Dad, the Darth
Bloody
Vader.
Baylor!
Bloody Baylor!
Bloody Baylor. It's the one that Kasabian song, isn't it?
And the answer is
Bloody Baylor.
Bloody Impaler.
Vlad the Impaler, and Holly got there first. And that means Holly is the winner of the quiz. All right, so Holly is the winner of the panel quiz, but who was the winner of the chat? The winner of the chat is Fedorfin. Oh no, Fedorfin. I beg to differ. Who is contestant number 8? Who is contestant number 8? If you are not following the channel, you cannot win. If you are not following the channel, contestant number 8, you cannot win. And then the prize sadly goes to, or happily goes to Fedorfin. Woo, woo, woo. All right, so Holly, you get first choice of prize. Do you want the nun or Drac? All right, so Fedorfin, you get the nun. Fedorfin, if you you're a friend of Saf, so give Saf your details and I will post that out to you. Holly, I will get that posted out to you ASAP.
So cool. Thank you.
Well done, guys. Well done. All right. So we're just gonna finish up now. So finishing up, just for anybody who's looking for particularly black female anime hubs, you can hit up Black Girls Anime Group, Black Queens of Anime, Black Girls Anime Girls Collection, Blurred World, Blurred Con, Black Anime, and loads of like the Black Girl Gamers Discords, Nay Saga Discord, and such have got anime sections in there.
Fedorfin says thank you, by the way.
Fedorfin, well done, man. Contestant number 8, it's in the chat. You should have followed the channel. It has to be followers only. I'm sorry, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. All right, so tidying up, we've got the Promised Neverland Season 2 trailer. So let's just see that real quick. So that is our bag. Saf, how are you feeling about Promised Neverland Season 2? Come with it.
You're not ready. That trailer, nothing, bruv. I'm up to date on the manga. Y'all ain't ready.
So she's read the manga. She knows what we're about to see. She's with it. Holly, have you seen Promised Neverland? You're muted.
I was literally proper swearing. I was like, I haven't seen it yet, but like, I'm gonna watch it. I'm watching it tonight, and then we're gonna chat.
Oh, it's sick. Oh, it's so sick. Saf, I'm scared. I'm not ready. How are we feeling about Attack on Titan coming out December the 3rd? So Promised Neverland's been pushed back till next year. Attack on Titan is coming out. Attack on Titan Season 4 is coming out. I'm up to the manga on Attack on Titan, so I'm like, yeah, same for me. Attack on Titan's coming out December the 3rd. I am happy and also sad because this is the last season, and I'm like,
yeah, man.
Oh, it's been a long time coming, but yeah.
Remember those times when Attack on Titan came out and it was just as big as Game of Thrones, and you had to wait every week, the hype for it.
Oh, trust. Ready for it.
My Armin let his guys.
Oh, don't.
Armin let his guys know really well their fate, and they still went. That's backing. That's how you back someone. Literally, he got back.
One of my last points is Saf, how are you feeling about this is just a bone of contention. All right, so regulars, you'll know about this. Saf, how are you feeling about Jared Leto coming back for Suicide Squad? Tell me about it. My boyfriend's back.
She ain't happy.
She hates him because she said he's a part of a cult, and I'm like,
he's a fucking nonce.
I'm dead.
He needs to be fired, bruv. He's a shit joker. He's a nonce.
You mean he's a real nonce?
Yeah.
No, you didn't say that last time, Saf.
He's a nonce.
Get out, Jared Leto. Out.
Yeah, in the bin, bruv, in the bin.
Out!
Bin.
Okay,
No.
fine.
Put him in
All
the
right,
bin.
well, less said about that there.
Put him in the bin.
This has been an amazing episode, guys. You can
Thank you
follow
so
our
much,
you can
guys.
follow our Saf in the chat. Her socials are in the chat. Holly's socials are in the chat. But just in case you are catching this on catch up and you are not in the chat, let me bring up their socials now. So you can follow Holly here at Twitter at ADOMAH Holly Adomah Holly. Is that how you pronounce it? Adomah Holly. Her Instagram is Holly Adomah. Safiyya, you can find her at Twitter here, Safi I, Instagram Hiradoku. I've not put a TikTok here, but her TikTok's in the chat. Follow her on TikTok. She is a TikTok legend. Guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's been a sick episode. Chat, you've been amazing. Next week,
Thank you, Holly.
Next week is Dominica Independence Day, so I'm going to have a Dominica elder on for FTC chats. So join us Thursday evening for that. Chat, I will be back on in about 20 minutes. I'm going to play some Phasmophobia, so go do what you need to do. Sakate, Kemi, come on, we need a team. Kame, come on, we're going to play Phasmophobia. We're going to hunt some ghosts tonight. Yeah. Thank you, chat, so much. I appreciate y'all. Good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
Bye.
So much fun.
Yeah.